What if I told you that in 2026, someone finally figured out on how to make a digital audio player that doesn't look like a boring black rectangle? Well, this is the Hydisys AP30 Music Boy, and yes, it's shaped like a Game Boy. But before you write it off as a gimmick, let me tell you, this little thing packs a Cirrus Logic CS43198 DAC chip, a 4.4 balanced output, and enough power to drive most of your IEMs and portable headphones. Hydisys calls this the first truly wearable high-res music player. I'm calling it the most fun I've had reviewing a DAP in years. So let's find out if the sound lives up to the nostalgia. Alright, so let's start off with the unboxing and first impressions. The AP30 comes in two editions, a lightweight plastic version and a premium CNC aluminum version. Hydisys sent me the white plastic version. In the box you get the player, a USB-C cable, a magnetic snap case, and I have to say this, the magnetic case is genuinely clever. It snaps onto the back of my phone so that I can carry this thing around without it bouncing around in my pocket. Now let's talk about the design. It is unmistakably Game Boy inspired. It's got the D-pad, A and B buttons, and that classic silhouette. But this isn't just cosplay. The D-pad and buttons are actual physical controls for music playback. The A button plays and pause, the B button skips, and the D-pad navigates the UI. The screen is a 2-inch IPS panel at 296 by 240 in size. It's small, it's retro, and honestly it fits the vibe. You don't need a 5-inch touchscreen to play your FLAC files. Alright, so now let's talk about the design and build quality. First, the back plate, which has got this whale engraving, which is part of Hydisys' partnership with the whale and dolphin conservation. It's a nice touch and it gives the plastic body some personality. Now on the side here you get a Japanese Alps volume wheel, and I have to say this is one of the most satisfying volume wheels that I've used on a DAP under $100. It clicks, it doesn't wobble, and it gives me a precise control. Now at the bottom here you will get a 3.5mm single-ended and a 4.4mm balanced output and a USB-C port. Now that dual output flexibility is something you usually don't see at this price point. Now the power output rated is at 61 milliwatts per channel at 32 ohms on the 3.5mm and 137 milliwatts per channel at 32 ohms on the 4.4 balanced output. Now that's plenty for IEMs and it'll handle most portable over-ears too. Alright, so now let's talk about the internals and features. Under the hood, the AP30 runs on the RK Nanode master chip with that CS43198 DAC chip and a RT6863 amplifier chip. It supports DSD256 and PCM up to 24 bits, 192 kHz. So yes, this is a legitimate high-res player. It is not just playing MP3s through a retro shell. Storage is via a micro SD card slot up to 256 gigabytes. Hydisys claim that this is roughly 8,500 lossless music. No internal storage, which is a bit of a bummer, but at this price, I'll take the expendable option. Connectivity wise, you've got Bluetooth 5.3 for wireless transmission, and it doubles as a USB DAC for your phone, tablet, or computer. Oh, and there's a built-in retro block puzzle game, because why not? It is not going to replace your Switch, but for a quick commute distraction, it's pretty charming. This is also an ebook reader. I'm not sure I'll read a novel on a 2-inch screen, but hey, the options are there. Okay, so let's get into the part you actually care about, and how does this sound? Well, I tested the AP30 with a few different IEMs and headphones, and the overall sound signature is clean, natural, and slightly warm. The CS43198 is a proven DAC chip in the market, and Hydisys has tuned this to be accessible rather than analytical. Bass is punchy and well controlled. It is not boosted into oblivion, but there's enough body to keep the electronic and hip-hop tracks engaging. Mids are where this player shines. Vocals are clear, present, and natural. There is no shoutiness, no weird upper mid dip, just a solid honest mid-range. The treble is smooth and extended without being too harsh. The CS43198 handles the high-resolution treble well, and I didn't notice any sibilance or fatigue during long listening sessions. Soundstage is intimate as you would expect from a portable player, but the 4.4 balanced output opens things up noticeably. Instrument separation improves and you get a bit more air between the elements. Dynamics are good at this price point. It is not going to punch like a $500 DAB, but for under $100, well, this is impressive. And I found myself leaving the EQ flat most of the time, which is a good sign. So how does this stack up against the competition? Well, versus the Hydisys AP80 Pro X. The Pro X is more powerful and has a larger screen, but it's also more expensive and lacks the fun factor. If you want pure audio performance, go for the AP80, but if you want personality and portability, the AP30 wins. Now versus the shining M0 Pro, the M0 Pro is smaller and more serious looking, but the AP30 has the balanced output advantage and the physical controls. The M0 Pro is touch only, which can be finicky on the go. Now versus your smartphone, look, your phone can stream Spotify, but the AP30 gives you a dedicated audio circuit, no notification interruption, and a battery that isn't drained by your Instagram. So for focused listening, dedicated depths are still the best. Alright, so let's wrap up with some pros and cons about the AP30. As for pros, it's unique, nostalgic design that actually stands out. It's got the CS43198 DAC chip, which delivers legitimate high-res audio. It's got dual outputs, the 3.5 and 4.5 output. It's got physical controls. There's no touchscreen fumbling. It's got this magnetic snap case, which is genuinely very useful. It's got Bluetooth 5.3 and USB DAC functionality. The price is about $75 to $99 depending on the edition. Now as for cons, there is no internal storage, which is micro SD card slot only. It's got a 2-inch screen, which is pretty small for navigation. The retro game and ebook reader, I would say gimmicky. It's fun but gimmicky, and the plastic edition might feel a little bit too cheap for some, and the aluminum version would fix this. Alright, so let's conclude. And the Hydisys AP30 Music Boy, is it a serious audiophile tool? Well, it's not going to replace your $500 DAB. That's not the point of this. The AP30 is for the person who wants to enjoy music again without distractions, without a glowing phone screen, and with a device that puts a smile to your face every time you pull it out of your pocket. Well, at around $75 to $99, you're getting a legitimate high-res player with balanced output, a satisfying volume wheel, and enough charm to keep you actually wanting to listen more to your local music library again. Hydisys took a risk with this Game Boy aesthetics, and you know what? It paid off. So if you're looking for a fun, capable, genuinely portable DAB that doesn't take itself too seriously, the AP30 Music Boy is absolutely worth considering. Alright, so that's my overall thoughts and opinions about this Hydisys AP30 Music Boy. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and also please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. My name's Ian. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in my next video. Cheers.